Welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you very much for being part of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, after the death and burial of Raila Amolo Odinga, in line with the Luo tradition, we really expected that there were several cultural practices and rituals that were to be carried out. Already, there were questions that had begun and people had begun speculations. They were asking who will carry the political mantle of Raila's home and who will carry the social mantle, who will be the spokesperson of the home in matters that are not political. Like you all know that in politics, Raila, who was and is the younger brother of Oburu Odinga, carried the mantle. He used to, he commanded a following that even Oburu didn't have. But when it came to matters that pertains to homes and social life in the home, it was Oburu who was given that mantle. So people had begun the question as to, is it, Mary, is it Rosemary or Raila Jr. who was going to carry that mantle? So today, Oburu Odinga explains and he affirms that that mantle, who becomes the spokesperson of the home, is the eldest son, and it goes naturally. We all know that the eldest son of Raila was Fidel, who is also the late. So the mantle now goes to Raila Jr. because there are people who had doubts that maybe Rosemary seems to be very aggressive and therefore he could be handed over that mantle. But as Uburu explains, it is Junior who is going to be handed over the instruments of power. Were it in the old days, Ido Dinga would have also been forced to carry certain rituals because it begins by shaving Raila Jr. and his wife. But because of Christianity, modernization and liberalization, Ida is allowed to choose whether she wants to be shaved or not because it begins with shaving, then Junior is handed over the instruments of power. But ladies and gentlemen, there is something that happened that has become the subject of discussion. Before that, listen to Buru Dinga explaining the very short process that is going to happen, then we'll tell you what happened that has become the subject of discussion.
We want to give this home blessings, and we want Junior, you to take the leadership and take the mantle, and you will go through the rituals. It will start with some little shavings. I know Mama Ida might not want to be shaved, but Junior will do a little shaving for you, and then after, and your wife, after that little shaving is done, then you are going to be given the necessary instruments of power, and you will display it, and then things will continue and it will not be long. So this is... all protocols observed. This is a very, very short ceremony which we want to perform here. It is being performed in the eyes of camera because it is not a secret. And I face the... Yeah, it is being done in front of the cameras because it is not a secret. This is a traditional ceremony to symbolically give the son of the departed, my brother, the late Raila Amolo Odinga, his son, Junior Raila, the seat of power of the home. The seat of the power of the home. He is now the leader of this home together with the mom. The mom will be there to give him all the advices he needs, but he must stand firm he must stand firm and lead the home in as per our culture. This is not political leadership, but this is the leadership of the home. The larger Odinga family, which I chair and which I lead, he is still under me. Just like his father was also still under me when it came to the cultural leadership of the home. And he is going to do, we are going to do the normal rituals, which we normally do as per our traditions. And we are going to start because today is the 4th day. My brother was buried on Sunday last week, and if we count from Sunday to last night, it is exactly 4 nights. And that is in our culture, the 4th night, after the 4th night, that is the day now normally the funeral ends officially. That is when now the Wagogni, those who are married elsewhere, the girls, they go back to their houses and they go back to their husbands. That is when the boys, who should have been spending the whole night, up to last night, they were not supposed to go back to their houses. It is today that they are now officially allowed to go back to their houses and even touch their wives if they have. So this is a very great day for us, the 4th day, and we did that when my father Jaramogi left us, and we don't want to disregard the culture, because even in the Bible, you know, there was Isaac and Jacob. Jacob and Esau.
Now, as you've heard, Ida will choose whether she wants to be shaved, and I believe because of Christianity and modernization, she might not want to be shaved. But ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go straight to what happened. And I will skip the part of Junior being shaved, and I'll go straight to where Junior now is being handed the instrument of power. A spear and a shield that symbolize a man who will guard that home, because in the past, Luos used to, maybe when they were going to war, they used to carry a spear and a shield. So that was given to Junior. And he had to chant the famous Joey, Joey. As he was doing that, he just did it once, Joey, brandishing that spear and symbolizing as he was blocking, some weapons coming to him. And the traditional crown, which is also part of the instrument of power that, symbolizes you to be a king of the home, just fell down. And people are like, is it an accident? Is it acceptable? Were they supposed to redo it? Does it mean the gods have refused? Kindly take a look at this.
Basi sasa kijana ameamuka, ikiwa tunaimba wimbo wa kitamaduni, akicheza kuonyesha kwamba ako barubaru. Sema Joey.
Now there are divided opinions. There are those who are saying that automatically the eldest son is crowned. Even if he's not crowned, it goes without saying that he's the head of the family now, being guided by the mother. And so that was an accident. It doesn't mean anything to be worried about. But there's another school of thought that is saying that no, that maybe the gods do not want Junior to be crowned, as the spokesperson of the home. Begging the question, what if, so for example, if Junior had not been crowned, would he automatically take over the mantle of being the spokesperson? Because I believe crowning was only to cement and show the whole world that the person who is remaining in place of Raila Amolo Odinga is the eldest son. And by the fact that Junior is the now eldest son that is remaining in the home, then it's automatic. The other thing is, had this been a political coronation, then it would have really raised a lot of eyebrows, because political coronation, whether you want to become the kingpin, is always guarded to be a spirit. People would really question whether they were forcing Junior to take over the kingpinship of the Luo nation or of the family. But this is not the political crowning. The coronation is one that allows Junior officially to now speak on behalf of the family. It gives him the authority now and the courage. It shows him that he is now the man. It reminds him that in the absence of the father, he now becomes the father that is being seen. In terms of making decisions, he now needs to tighten his belt to make decisions that befit a man of his stature now. You all know Raila Amolo Odinga as a man who was loved. Maybe we expect Junior to follow in the footsteps of the daddy. Maybe the decisions that they used to make as a family, he's expected to ensure that he carries them with a lot of maturity, consideration, and sobriety. Because as a leader, you don't need to rush. Sometimes there are things that need, to be decided, and you are allowed to make the final decision. So you speak on behalf of the family. So I don't qualify to say that the gods have refused. Personally, I think it was just an accident, but I don't know what happened, because had it been something else, we would have questioned. But you see, this goes automatically. That you are the eldest son that is remaining, you automatically become the spokesperson. As to who exactly will carry the political mantle, Junior is also playing some politics. But Winnie Odinga has plunged herself into the political arena. She's representing Kenya in Yala, the East African Parliament. Winnie was closely associated with the Lang'ata constituency, owing to the fact that that is where his father, spent the whole of his time as a member of parliament. So people felt that she was going to take over from the father, but as fate had it, Felix Odiwuor Jalango is the one. So I don't know whether the family is going to decide to crown Winnie Odinga as the next spokesperson when it comes to political matters. I don't know whether they're going to allow people to decide. You see, when it comes to politics, it is people who decide whether you can lead them or not. It is not like the automatic one where, by virtue of the fact that you're the eldest son, you take that. And I think when it comes to leading the Luo nation, it is different from being allowed to speak on behalf of the family. They can easily do that. That as the Odinga family, we have decided that Junior will be speaking on matters that are not related to politics. But when it comes to matters that are related to politics, we will allow Winnie to, speak about them. We don't know what is going to happen. And that is different from who now takes over as the kingpin of the Luo. When it comes to the kingpin, I understand Ray Omolo is being lined up. Those who are salivating for it. I understand that the former Nairobi governor, Evans Kidero, is also there. Babu Wino, who I think the spirit has fallen on, is there. James Orengo is being counted in. Some people are still saying that maybe Okoth Obado. There are several names that are being floated. So when it comes to who will lead the Luos, that spirit will automatically fall on someone, and you will see the Luos embracing him. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know your thoughts. The young Turks must stay out of this discussion. They can only listen as elders speak. If you're an elder and you're watching, please tell us. The falling of the traditional crown, falling off from Junior, does it mean the gods have refused, or that was an accident and automatically by virtue of his birthright, he becomes the spokesperson? Are people just trying to build a mountain out of a molehill, or is it something to be worried about? It is like, for example, if today Mugumo tree falls in the Kikuyu nation, you will see the elders trying to find out why. Is there something that the gods are not pleased about? So things like that. Kindly share with me if you know exactly the Luo culture.